Hi everyone, welcome back for another video from Miss Murphy. I'm going to let you know that today's video is going to be a little bit longer than the last one. So if you need to break it up into two parts, you'll be able to do that. I'm going to put the different times in the description below the video so you know when you can start and stop the video so it will make sense. Okay? So today we're doing a reading lesson. Today you're going to hear a story and you're going to wonder about the story before, during, and after. And good readers wonder. If I ask you during the story, what are you wondering? And you don't have a wonder, it probably means you need to rewind and listen to the story again and really be turning on your mind while you're listening. So today's book is called Galimoto. It's by Karen Lynn Williams and it's illustrated by Catherine Stock. What do you wonder so far just by looking at the cover? So when I ask you, what do you wonder, you should have your stuffed animal with you, or maybe you have a parent or a sibling that you can sit with and actually discuss your wonders. When I ask you a question during the story, I want you to pause the video and share your thinking. All right. So Galimoto is about a boy named Condi who walks around town collecting things. Condi meets and talks to several people: Afulu, his brother; Gift, his friend; Munde, Gift's sister. Let's start reading. Condi opened an old shoebox and looked inside. There were his things. They belonged to him. Inside the box there was a ball made of many old plastic bags, tightly wrapped with string. There was a knife Condi had made from a piece of tin can, and a dancing man he had made from dried corn stalks. In Condi's box there was also some scraps of wire. He had been saving the wires for something special. Now he took them and the knife from his box. I shall make a Galimoto, Condi told his brother Ufulu. Ufulu laughed. A boy with only 7 years cannot make such a toy. You don't have enough wire. I will get enough wire, Condi answered. Condi took his knife and wire scraps and went to the home of his friend, Gift. I want your wires, Condi told Gift. I'll give you my knife for them. Why do you want wires? Gift asked. I want to make a Galimoto, Condi answered. Gift ran his fingers over the tin knife. It is a good knife. I'll cut a dancing man with it. Gift took a handful of wires from his box of things and gave them to Condi. That's not enough wire for a Galimoto, he told his friend. I will find enough wire, Condi said. What has happened so far in the story, and what are you wondering? So pause the video and share your thinking. Condi put his wires into an old white plastic bag and took them to the shop of his uncle. Good day, second son of my brother, his uncle greeted him. How can I help you? I want some wire, Condi told his uncle. How will you pay for it? I have no money, Condi answered. But you have wires on your old packing boxes from the city. They would make a fine Galimoto. So you want to make a Galimoto. The son of my brother is a clever boy. Take the wires. Chee, 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 chee. Condi could hear the grinder of the flour mill. Many women with babies tied on their backs waited in the hot sun. Others arrived carrying heavy baskets of maize, that's like corn, carrying baskets of maize on their heads. Condi squeezed through the crowd. He was very near the front door when someone grabbed him. The woman began yelling angrily, "Stop that one! He goes out of turn!" Condi was being pushed and shoved. Suddenly, the mill stopped its grinding. "What is it?" the miller shouted. The woman pointed at Condi. "Oh, no," Condi said. "I have no maize to grind. I just want wires for a Galimoto." He opened his bag for them to see. "Playthings. For this you keep us waiting?" The women grumbled angrily. "You cannot eat wires." An old toothless woman shook her hand at Condi. The miller shrugged. "There are some wires out back. Take those and go." In the back of the mill there was an open door. Inside the door was a pile of old motor parts. There Condi found some very thin wires wrapped in red and yellow and green plastic. "I can scrape the coating off," Condi thought. "These wires will hold my Galimoto together." Still, he did not have enough for a Galimoto. What has happened so far? Or what are you wondering now? Pause the video and share your thinking. Condi passed some young children playing on an anthill. One was Moonday, the small sister of his friend, Gift. She had a fine long piece of wire, which she stuck into the hard dirt. "Little friend," Condi called as he came nearer, "you cannot catch an ant that way. Go fetch some water, for with that and a stick we will fool them." When Moonday came back, Condi poured the water around one of the holes. "Now they will think the rains have begun," he explained. Then he stuck a stick down the hole and gently he pulled it out, and on the end was a large ant. "My stick is better than wire for catching ants. You may have the stick. I'll take the wire." Condi knew there was a trash heap behind the bicycle repair shop, but the gate was locked. Condi climbed over the fence. In the courtyard, he found some broken, bent spokes from a bicycle. He climbed back over the fence with his bag. "Thief! Help! Police! Thief!" Condi heard a voice call. Children came running from the marketplace. Men came running from the shops. They made a circle around Condi. "Thief! Thief!" they chanted, pointing at Condi. A policeman arrived. He grabbed Condi by the shoulder. "What are you doing?" he asked. Condi showed the policeman his wires. "I want a Galimoto," he explained. "I need these wires." "Galimoto," the crowd murmured. "Galimoto." They shook their heads and went back to their business. "Take your wires and go," the police told Condi. What happened on this page? And what are you wondering? Now is a time when you could pause the video and save the second half for another day. Or if you're ready to keep watching, you can. Remember to pause the video and share your thinking. What do you wonder? Let's see if your wonders get answered. Condi took his wires back to the shade of the red flame trees in his village. Nearby, his mother and sisters pounded their maize. Remember, maize is like corn. They sang of the hard work they were doing. Condi sorted his wires. They were thick and thin pieces. Some wires were long and some were short. Condi banged the bent and twisted ones with a stone to straighten them. Then he began. The thick wires made the frame. He wrapped the very thinnest wires at the joints to hold the Galimoto together. My Galimoto will be a pickup, Condi planned. It will carry maize to the city, and it will have an antenna for the radio, he smiled. Condi worked all afternoon. He pounded the strongest wires around a pipe to make the round wheels. A sturdy piece of bamboo made the rod for the steering wheel. What happened on this page, and what are you wondering now? Pause the video to share your thinking. Finally, the warm, toasty smell of maize porridge cooking over the village fires told Condi it was time to go home. His brothers and sisters admired his work. "So you found enough wire?" Ufulu said. "Yes," Condi agreed. He parked his Galimoto next to his box of things and ate his supper, or his dinner. "Let the moon be bright for us to play and sing tonight." Condi could hear his friends singing in the distance. They were calling him to play. Galimoto is right down here, and it's got a long rod going up to a little steering wheel. Now he carefully guided his Galimoto over the dusty path. "Galimoto!" someone cheered, and one by one Condi's friends formed a line behind him. "Galimoto! Galimoto!" they began to chant. Condi saw the shadow of his Galimoto, cast by the moonlight, racing alongside. "It's a fine Galimoto," he thought proudly. "Perhaps tomorrow I shall make my Galimoto into an ambulance or an airplane or a helicopter." Here's the last picture, no words. You can see he's sleeping and he's dreaming about the different things he just described. So, what do the village people think of Condi's idea to build a Galimoto during the story? Pause the video and share your thinking. How does Condi react to those people? Pause the video and share your thinking. At the end, Condi wants to turn his Galimoto into an ambulance or an airplane. If you were going to build a Galimoto, what would you build? And I know some of you are probably wondering, which is a good thing, what is a Galimoto? And I've read this book a few times. In my thinking, my kind of wonder, I wonder if a Galimoto is just like any type of vehicle or something that moves people around, because he's built a truck and he wants to build an ambulance and a helicopter. So again, I'll ask the question, what would you build if you were going to make a Galimoto? Thanks for listening today, and make sure when you're reading your books by yourself that you're taking a moment to stop and wonder before, during, and after reading. See you next time.